morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream today. Ron Nicoletti along with Brian Nato. Another sultry, beautiful day here in South Florida with a fast main track, firm turf course, the all-weather Tapeta. Lots of exciting things going on today, Brian. Double stakes action for 2-year-olds. Rainbow Six is alive. We got the tropical turf pick 3. We got it all today.
Yeah, it's a fun day here. It's one of our biggest days up until, I guess, Princess Rooney Day, because it's a Royal Palm Day, and those two qualifiers for Royal Ascot, which have been so well received in the 3 other renewals. We've had horses go over and win at Royal Ascot, hit the board consistently, make dents over there. So we've always had high regard when we started this, and I don't think it's lost any luster whatsoever.
Yeah, plus they give you $25,000 to ship over there. Who's better than that?
Nothing.
So that's a little later on, races 6 and 8, but the Rainbow Six is going to start in race number 4. And what do we have in that pool today?
100,000 estimated. Of course, a mandatory day tomorrow on Mother's Day. Hope to see everybody out here. The carryover already almost $40,000 in there. They got almost 75 in it yesterday. They'll send it in today, and there you can see it there, provided it doesn't get hit today. But regardless, it's going to be a big pool tomorrow, Ron.
I hope you sent your mother a card.
I did, and you just
last year you sent it took 7 months.
Yeah,
or something.
like I said, Mom called me last night. I sent it out on Tuesday, and I was a little trepidatious. Is it going to get there or not? And I was having dinner last night, and she called me. She said, "Thanks for the card." And I said, "It got there already."
I remember wasn't it last year when it never got there?
Never. Took months. So, just make sure you send Mom a card or flowers, all that good stuff. Ronnie will be here tomorrow.
So, fast and firm, and we'll get right into this card. The first race is going to be 5.5 on the Tapeta. Maiden claimers for 3-year-olds and up with no scratches. Full field of 9. Brian's got his early pick 5 ticket.
$32 is the play here. We'll go 2 deep in the opening leg. Race 2, I've got my long shot in here, Ron. Tree Sees Kai. I respect the speed of the big players, but wow, are they going to go fast in there? Race number 3, the 5 is Finding Candy, I think at a short price. Put that one on top. Race number 4, I've got the 1, Knows Everything. We're going to show you a big work for this Dale Romans, first-time starter. Cool to see Dale still popping in the entry box down here. And in race number 5, we'll spread, Ronnie. I've got the 5, Just a Filly on top. What would be a little bit of an upset with St. Olaf Rose in there. Jokes up with a 4-race winning streak. That's a fun race.
Yeah, it is. I have the 5 in second, Just a Filly.
Okay.
Getting back to this first race this afternoon, Brian, did you start it with the 2 or the 7?
I went with the 7 here, Ron. 4 courts. Hey, great to see Louis Saez, former championship jockey here during the championship meet a few years back. He's in town today. He's going to ride some Patrick Biancone horses, including 4 courts right here. Big drop. 50 maiden optional claimer in the debut, a cutback to 1 turn as well. Obviously, the Tapeta is an unknown, Ron, but I would think 4 courts will get the best out of this 3-year-old today.
Yeah, Louis also riding for Antonacci.
Phil Antonacci, yes.
I think so. Good to see Louis here, as Brian mentioned. What about the 2 Starship J? Let's show that performance.
It's a good effort. You can't beat it up at all. It's a really, really good effort. 3rd beating a neck, and he's running on late. Unfortunately, the 9-1 that you almost snaked out in his debut, well, that's going to be long gone, but you can see the Starship colors there on the inside. Lionel Reyes was aboard this day. Today, we'll get Yolber Torres in the iron, so you get a little weight break with Yolber. This is a good effort because Heather Smullen isn't really known as a first-time starter, debut-winning kind of trainer. And Starship J tips out here on the far turn. He gets down the proper part of the racetrack. It's a good job by Lionel instead of trying to come up the fence. And Ronnie basically does everything but win this race. And there was a long point in time, like right here, you thought he was going to win this race. At least if the morning line favorite, 4 courts, doesn't like the Tapeta or the cutback, this is clearly the horse to beat.
Today, going to get a break in the weights with Yolbert Torres in there, named for our buddy Jay Stone, who does a lot of work for Starship Stable. So we'll see how that plays out.
Like Jay, yeah, absolutely. Good luck,
Yeah, good luck for them. And the 5-horse, fighting the wars, as Brian mentioned. Yeah, maybe Drebs a share, dropping down from 35, I think, and putting blinkers on. Maybe that wakes him up.
I guess, because it did not work last time when he came back off the layoff for 35.
Race 2 is going to be on the grass at 5 furlongs. It's an allowance optional claim of fillies and mares 3 and up. We got a scratch in here of number 3, Secret Revenge. And Brian, you went with the number 5 horse in here, 3 Seas Kai for Andrea Puckett.
This is my long shot, Ron, and I don't know if this daughter Bouchero's good enough. We got to give credit. She's over 13 on the turf. I get that. She's also hit the board in 9 of those starts. Andrea Puckett's done a really good job since taking over this barn, and we're going to talk about the 1, we're going to talk about the 4, and we're going to talk about the 6, and they could be 3 of the fastest turf sprinters on the grounds here, Ron. They're going to go wild early on in this race, and Tree sees Kai, does not want to be a part of that.
Well, the number 1 horse, Tiffany Gold, this one from Victor Barboza Jr., as you mentioned, hasn't been seen since May in that winning that $70,000 overnight handicap. We'll show you a stat with Victor Barboza coming off an extended layoff of 180 days plus. He's 24%. That is amazing to me. 46% and that's a positive return of investment, $1.72, because they usually bet him down.
Yeah, that's a good stat, 24%, because it's difficult, and he better have this daughter of Speightster ready to roll today. She's clearly the horse to beat. She's probably the fastest horse in the race, too. Wow, will she have to earn it from down on the rail with so much speed to her outside.
You know, you mentioned the number 6 today will be ridden by Rashid Hughes, and you have a replay you want to show.
You can't take anything away from Sad Siren. This is a good win. She went 42-4, dueling on the inside with Quadra, who, when she finally lays waste to Quadra's going to end up finishing 6th. So it's not like these two gals ran around the track 1-2 together. So that's a big credit to Sad Siren. This post is a big coup for her as well today. She has a recency edge on Tiffany Gold as well. Ron, I feel like she's just a little dressed up, though. This is a good run. It's a big win. She wins by a length and a quarter, doing it the hard way. She has never in 4 starts met anyone like the favorite on the inside, Tiffany Gold.
What I like about her a little bit is the fact that she came off the layoff back in October of 25 and won.
Yep.
Goes on the bench again, comes off the layoff, wins again. So that we know that this horse can run well fresh.
Yeah, and I don't even really view, to me, this is not a layoff anymore in February 20th to today. The other one definitely was. So she is a big hitter in here. She's 2 for 2 on the turf. She's going to get tested for class today.
Race 3, we're going to stretch out to 7 furlongs on the fast main track. It's a maiden claimer for 3-year-olds and upward. Take the blinkers off number 2, Beau Black, and note the jockey on the number 8, Senor Resplanador, is Edwin Gonzalez. And that, Brian, is my long shot today. I'll start
Take it
with
away.
that horse. I just thought it might run well. He showed speed going long on the grass. I like this angle. Key turn back move to 7 on the main track. Placed second in a trouble race that's produced a couple of next out winners. I always like that speed on the grass, turning back, not to 6, to 7/8 of a mile.
And you know what else he is, Ron? He is the lone 4-year-old in this race. So that is a big deal. It's still May 9th. Some of these 3-year-olds have already run against older horses. That's a credit to them. But a lot of things work for Senior Resplendor today. We'll see if he's good enough.
With that said, number 5, Finding Candy is the one to beat.
That dirt race 2 starts back, if he can run to it, and it was against older horses, I don't really see them beating him. He's got speed. It's a big, big effort. He's got Sammy Camacho as well. I think that's the race they're all trying to get to. With that being said, he was not very good on the Tapeta in his last start, so maybe you wonder if he still got it or not.
Number 6, Vacoma Velocity for Maciel Corneo, cuts back to 7/8 of a mile. Went up there and was a good second last time out, going a mile. So maybe turning back, this horse can pull a little bit of an upset in here.
I think he's the main danger. That race puts him firmly in position against a group like this. It kind of came from nowhere, so can he do it again? That remains to be seen, but it was a big effort. You have to give him credit for it.
Well, that's the first 3 for us. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, oh no, we got 10 races today.
10 races today.
You know why? We just did Sunday's Rainbow. That's what it was.
Right. Mandatory on Sunday.
Mandatory on Sunday. We just did a video. It will be up pretty soon on YouTube, and that's why I thought we had 9 today. 4th race, 5 furlongs on the turf. These are maiden fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up with no scratches. Jockey changes in here. Starts one of 3. pick fours on the card today. And Brian, you went with the inside horse, knows everything. A first-time starter, you want to show that work.
This is a huge work. Now, it's not an in-company work. Escargot, Ronnie. Escargot.
Oh.
She is the 6 horse today. She's working on the outside here. You see the gray sleeves. So it's not a company work. And I understand knows everything gets a little set up in this work. Probably not on purpose. These are not stable mates by any stretch of the imagination. Watch this horse level off in the lane, Ron, in an absolute hand ride, just whoosh right on by. It is the main track. We're on turf today. I was going to make this horse my best bet of the day, but the turf maybe clouds it a little bit, and the rail certainly does. There's a lot of push button in this horse, and now we're just kind of easing up after the work is over. This is an intriguing horse for Dale Romans. It's a state bred, so she gets to run this Daughter of Tonalist against state breds in this spot. I think you better look out here.
Well, Luis Saez is going to ride Extremista for Patrick Biancone, a first-time starter. Leinsters, we've been watching these horses run. They do very well on the grass. Got a bullet work coming into here out of the gate. I like that. So we'll see how this horse runs this afternoon. I'm going to take a shot.
So the bullet work on April 29th that Ronnie alluded to, 35 and floor from the gate, that was not on XBTV.
No.
The works that were on XBTV on the 19th and on the 5th, they were not pretty. This horse was all out to keep up with Casadega, who debuted for 12.5. Did win, but this horse could not keep up with her. So we'll see. But like Patrick does, he seemed to blow this horse out a little bit on the 29th. And it looks a lot better on paper, at least, if nothing else.
The number 2, London, has run pretty well in its 2 races. One was way back in August. He was on the grass against Maiden Special Weight, finished a 3rd in that race, comes off the long layoff and finishes 3rd, going against state-bred Maiden Special Weight runners, which is going to face today, and that was a race on the all-weather surface.
She has a big edge over Ron's pick and over my pick because she's met the starter a couple times, and experience in these kinds of races is a big, big deal. Did not run poorly at all on the turf in her debut.
You want a horse with some experience, maybe you look at the 3, Lucky Win Coco, Sammy Camacho Jr., going to ride this horse that's been running well against Maiden Special Weight runners up at Tampa. I don't know what we get today. This is a serious tote watcher. If there's something's going on, they will bet this horse.
I will say this. She was running against open maidens at Tampa, so that's helping because she's going to drop in with Florida breds today. She's going to have to hustle, I think, against this group.
Yeah, her numbers don't really match up, but hey, she's run well on those turf races up at Oldsmar. So now we're going to take a short break, come back with my Rainbow Six ticket.
Win big with new DRF All Access past performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access past performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code 1FREEPP for a free single card today.
HorseTourneys.com is horse racing's tournament site. Win real cash or an entry to major horse racing tournaments year-round. HorseTourneys.com is an official affiliate of ExpressBet and Equibase Company and a partner of the National Thoroughbred Racing Association and the National Horse Players Championship. New players, use code NEWPLAYER at sign-up for a free bonus. HorseTourneys.com, horse racing's tournament site.
There comes a moment when the next adventure is yours to choose. Imagine your next ride, not to another destination, but to a world you step inside. My Racehorse makes real racehorse ownership possible, with top trainers and accomplished owners in the sport's biggest races. Access once limited to a few, now open to you. This isn't a single race. It's the start of a lifelong pursuit. Begin the journey with My Racehorse.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Brian. Fifth race is going to be a 6-furlong sprint on the fast main track. It's a starter optional claimer for fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and up. Scratch the outside horse, number 6, Gervin Star. Kicks off the Rainbow Six. They're estimating $100,000. I have a $43.20 ticket, but I have no singles today, Brian, because my best bet was scratch. We'll talk about the fifth race. The sixth race is the fourth running of the Royal Palm Juvenile. I went too deep in there with Celtic Dispute and the horse everybody's been talking about, Scotta Bray for Wesley Ward. Race number 7, 3 deep for me with the 5 on top. That's Pocket Pair. Race number 8, that is the fourth running of the Royal Palm Juvenile Fillies. And we had some scratches in there, but I always had Putz right on top. That is the number 7. I also used the inside horse, Joker's Chic, for Wesley Ward. And also the number 7 horse in there. The race number 9, 2 for me. Top pick is Light Fury. Got this horse home last time out off that long break. And in the 10th race, I went 3 deep in here with the top being 3, Elenique for Patrick Biancone and Luis Saez.
What a fun day. 2 really good races. Wesley Ward has been quoted as saying he's bringing the 2 best horses that he's brought to these races because, oddly enough, Wesley, as prolific as he is, has not tasted success in these races yet. So
when they first started this 3 years ago, you thought it was written for him. Because he goes over there and that's his gig. But we proved that these horses that do run here run exceptionally well. So getting to this race, Brian, did you have the Tampa horse on top, Jokes Up, or St. Olaf Rose?
Oh, I have just a filly on top on a little bit of an upset here for Herbie Miller. She ran fine. I'm not too enamored by the fact she ran second behind Nick Style. Someone did, and she took advantage of the flow of the race. But I think this is a vulnerable group in here, Ron. I like her post. I like her tactical speed. The speed of Gervin Star comes out of this race. There's not a lot of hitting anymore. And the Tampa horse Jokes Up. I would expect her to be in front. We don't know if she can class up in here. Just a filly's going to be in the right spot. Chasing or pressing from the outside, I like that.
Well, St. Olaf Rose, you look at its last 2 races. At Tampa, it was a $70,000 overnight handicap. Here, last out at Gulfstream, was a $75,000 overnight handicap. Then you cruise down when this horse runs at this level and runs exceptionally well. So the drop for St. Olaf Rose, a 5-time winner here at Gulfstream Park, 2-time winner at the distance. Class is up perfectly here.
100%. Frank Regalabuto has done such a good job with her. 9 for 12 in the exacta. As Ronnie mentioned, 5 wins. She is the clear class of this race. If you need a single in the rainbow, you could do worse than landing on her to kick it off because she is so very good.
Well, let's show that race up in Tampa with Jokes Up, who beat a horse we know very well in there, Miguel's Bell, who came and won here.
A little bit of window dressing, but I want to just show how good this horse is right now. She's aired in 4 in a row, and she hasn't just won. She's won for fun. The lowest margin in those 4 starts is 3 lengths. So she's coming over now into the big leagues. She's going to get tested for class, but I love what the connections are doing here, too. They found a spot where she can't be claimed. So she's not in for a tag. It's not like they're coming over for 20 and just trying to maybe win a race. You want to take her, you go ahead. They do not want to lose this daughter, A Practical Joke. I do not blame them. She is very good in those figures, Ron, that she's running over at Tampa. they fit quite nicely with St. Olaf Rose.
Yeah, and like I said, I was keying off Miguel's Bell,
Yeah.
who ran well here. Actually, was the next out winner, I think, right here at Gulfstream Park. So the 2-horse on both of our tickets. Now, going to race 6 this afternoon. As I mentioned when I was talking about my rainbow, this is the 4th running of the Royal Palm Juvenile, 5 furlongs on the turf. It's a stakes for 2-year-olds. Of course, they get a ticket to Royal Ascot if they win it. And we got your pick 5 in here, and we got my Tropical Turf pick 3. Take it away with your pick 5, and then we'll show my Tropical Turf pick 3.
It's pretty tight here. Just $15. Race 7, I've got the 10 on top. It's just a game. Race number 8. I've got, that is Potts Right, my best bet of the day. Ronnie mentioned for Phil Antonacci, so good winning at Keeneland. Race 9, well, it's just Dave Fox's world. How are you going to beat Light Fury today? I can't see it happening. And then race number 10, well, you better look out. We're going to show you a video, workout of Restock, the 5, the D'Angelo Rapoli firster. I think this horse is very live. I do think it's a spread race today in the finale, Ron.
I did not use that 5. I'll show you my Tropical Turf pick 3 ticket now, and I went too deep in here. We'll talk about the 6th race. Race number 8 this afternoon. That is the Juvenile Fillies. I went too deep with the 1 Joker's Chic and also Brian's best bet, the 7 Potts Right. And in the last race, like Brian said, it is a spread race, and I have on top, let me flip my page, the number 3 Elenique, but I used the 9, the 7, and the 8.
All very, very logical and a very deep and competitive finale.
Getting to this 6th race this afternoon, did you have the 8 on top?
No, I'm with you, Ronnie. Celtic Dispute off the experience.
Yeah.
80 cents on the dollar in her debut. She lost to Boots, who came out of the other race. There are 4 fillies in this race. Right. There are going to be 8 starters. 4 of them are fillies. Do not think that's a big deal at all on May 9th. Typically, no, not at all. Typically, the fillies are going to be more mature, maybe more precocious than the colts at this time of the year. She has a start out of the way. She's a Leinster. She's going to get to the turf today. It worked so well for Lenny Lou last year in this series and at Royal Ascot for that matter. Celtic Dispute in a little bit of a surprise.
Well, we'll show you what Sakara Bray did at Keeneland in its debut. Now, this was on the main track, but it was a nice performance.
25 cents on the dollar, only 4 rivals, but doing it the right way. Skara Bray, a Neolithic, Ron, I think you know this, but a Neolithic settlement over in Scotland. You were the one that briefed me on that.
Yeah, of course. I haven't been there, but I got it on my bucket list to go and visit it.
Profound appreciation of history. So good job here. Here's a horse in... I don't know if she's even in 3rd gear. I don't know. But if she is, that's about it. And she's doing this absolutely at ease under the Hall of Famer Joel Rosario. Joe Bravo is going to be aboard today.
This is a workout.
That's wild. And she draws perfectly in here. Clearly clear the horse speed. And, oh, by the way, Dad Golden Pal won the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint for her trainer, Wesley Ward.
Let's show you stat with Wesley Ward. 2-year-olds making their 2nd start. And there it is, 2-year-old 2nd start in turf sprints the past 5 years.
Okay.
20%, 115. You knew they were going to be betting it. 20% is a little low for Wesley Ward.
Yeah, and
Joe Bravo in the saddle.
Yeah, and that the ROI is minuscule because of, you see it here, he's 25 cents on the dollar in her debut.
Well, what else now? With the scratch of blackjack at it, what else you think can run well in here?
Well, I think Brahms Run can run well. The Cassie DJ Firster, homebred here for DJ. This is the work on, I believe this is the May 1st work we're going to show, and this horse has some zip. Another Golden Pal. This is a colt now, and watch this horse zip off. Sass, and Pros and Cons are actually in the other race, and they don't look to be all that much. Right. Brahms Run on the inside has got a lot of speed and is very, very quick from the gate. I think he could be in a tricky spot because he meets 2 experienced runners that could be pretty good. But look at this little rocket ship here. He is very, very fast, and this was from the gate. And he, too, Ron, is a son of Golden Pal. How about that?
I like the fact that you put Omaha 40 somewhere on your ticket. I had this horse in, well, I bumped it up. I had blackjack, but Omaha 40 for Dante Zanelli. And Dante Zanelli, okay, when you're talking about Wesley Ward, not that much of a household
Right.
name. This horse is working up a storm for this race.
It has worked very, very quick. Back-to-back bullets on the Tapeta and on the main track. So seemingly can handle any surface. Omaha Beach by Warfront. A lot of turf in that pedigree, even though he was obviously a dirt runner.
Wide open race is race number 7, miles 70 yards on the Peter Claimers, fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and up, scratch the 9. Second chance, I think you went with the 10.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
I'm on the outside, well, towards the outside. It's just a game. Comes in off a win. I know she broke her maiden. She's facing winners today. It was an easy win. She finally broke through. It was her third good start out of 4. I don't worry about anybody in here that she's supposed to be scared of. Clearly the 5 Pocket Pair is the horse to beat, but the value will be a lot better on It's Just a Game.
Yeah, Pocket Pair. First off the claim by
Yeah.
Carlos David, which is a monster move. It's a 29, 30% all the time. Can go up a little, but it's usually right around there, so you certainly have to pay attention. I wanted to ask you, you used it too about the 11, Vino for the Queen for Nicholas Palmer. Ran okay in its last race. Now, it's the favorite that day.
Yeah, she wasn't that far behind Pocket Pair, who I would assume is going to be a real big favorite today. And Vino for the Queen at a little better price, certainly a better price than the 8-5 she was last time. She has a right to make a dent in here, but you hardly can fall in love with her.
The co-feature race of the afternoon is the 8th race. It's the 4th running of the Royal Palm Juvenile Fillies, 125,000. Of course, 5 furlongs on the turf. Scratch the 2 Easy Life, the 3 D Snook, and the number 9 Boots, which was my best bet of the afternoon. So, yeah, I was trying to beat everybody in here, but not running today. So we'll see how it plays out. And you have Potts Right along with Joker's Cheek. You want to show that?
This is my best bet. Potts right. Yeah, Joker Chic is going to be in the back. Now, if you looked at the quotes from Wesley Ward, he thinks Joker Chic is going to fly on the turf today. So I wish maybe I could have gotten to her on my ticket. I didn't use her. Potts right was very professional in this race. When you at Keeneland going 4.5, when you can settle and punch like this, Joker Chic is back here in 4th. When you can settle in 4th and punch on, that is a huge feather in your cap. April of your 2-year-old season. Phil Antonacci, we've talked about this barn time and time again. He is so good. Spitestown on the bottom of this pedigree is where you're going to get the turf.
Now, we showing the work of pros and cons in Sass.
Yeah, we can show it real quickly again. It was not, I didn't think all that good. We just did show it, but now these are a different race. I think the horse in the middle, Red Cap, is Sass. That's probably the one you want. I don't think either of these horses are probably destined to make a big dent in here. To his credit, pros and cons, she does run on a little bit late in this work, but she doesn't appear very fleet, whereas Sass at least chased what we think is could be a very solid horse in Brahms Run, but I don't think this flatters really either of these horses today. They're meeting some tough customers.
I like the fact that the 4 Liberty Rings stalked and closed a little bit to get beat a half-length third. That's the Nick Palmer horse. Miguel Vasquez in the saddle, a daughter of Awesome Slew. She's got that oh-so-important race in her memory bank.
You cannot discount experience at this time of the year, especially with horses facing a group that hasn't started. You've got a horse in the 1, Joker Chic, that broke slowly and is on the rail today. Experience is a big deal, Ron.
Race number 9 this afternoon is 1 mile, 1/16 on the Tapeta. It's a claimer, 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch the number 2, Goody Goomer, and Light Fury, as you mentioned. Boy, this one was so impressive going back to David Falk's barn.
That's all it was, right? I mean, you've got a horse here that was beaten about 100 lengths in his last 3 starts. Dave reclaims this horse, runs off the screen by 5. It is what it is.
You know, he's done very well with this. I'm going to show you
Sure
stat.
has.
This is a winner last out on the all-weather Surford for David Falk. So winner on the all-weather Tapeta, 19%, 57% in the money. That's low for him, 19% the way he's been going lately. But certainly Edwin Gonzalez in the saddle this afternoon looks pretty tough in that spot.
Looks extremely tough. The only thing, if you're trying to beat this horse, you better hope the 8-horse Stealing Bases can keep up with him early, because if Stealing Bases doesn't at least maybe try to soften him late, there's no chance you'll ever see him again late.
You got Space Launch on the drop for Elizabeth Dobles in Imaginary Stables.
Well, it is a drop, and I think that's important. Here's a horse that showed a little more speed last time, but I think that's because they absolutely crawled early. I think he's going to be farther back, but the drop is what you're hoping could wake him up today.
The number 3, Costa Fuego, first off the claim by Nick Tomlinson, was actually second behind Light Fury last time out at 1:70. This is 1:16. Does the added distance maybe help this horse a little bit?
No, I don't think so. What would help this horse tremendously is getting off the rail. If you watch that replay last time, now he was beaten 5 lengths as the favorite against Light Fury, and he was off the claim for Delgado, which is a pretty darn good angle too. This horse never got a foot off the fence the entire way. That's never a good spot. If today we can get him off the fence a little bit, maybe he can bridge the gap. Marcos Manessa's getting aboard today.
Race 10 this afternoon, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. Great way to end the day. This is a maiden event for 3-year-old fillies. Scratch the also eligible entry, number 11, Del Mar Sunrise. Brennan, don't know if we mentioned that the rail today is at 10 feet like it was yesterday.
Yeah, that's really good. Yesterday was the early print at 59. The rails are at 10 all weekend, and that's very, very fair. You don't have to worry about anything when the rails are at 10 feet.
And the 9-horse will be ridden by Rashid Hughes. That one for Safi Joseph Jr. I want to see this work you're talking about for the first-time starter from Mike Rapoli and Jose D'Angelo.
This is restock. This is the work on April the 17th. He's working outside of Thor, who's not much. He's 0 for 2. Not a big deal there. But we've talked about this time and time again. Time doesn't really matter in works. It's how they do it, what they're asked to do. And restock on the outside is just so professional, never really asked to do anything. He's under a very, very strong hold here, and he's just doing this well within himself. You can see now he starts to urge away from Thor a little bit, maybe a slight little shake, and he is gone. And he had a lot more in that tank than what you just showed. This is a very solid field, but it's also littered with horses you can poke holes and questions about, including Ron's horse, who I feel like I've picked literally every start of her career, Ron.
Yeah, going back to the turf is where I like Elenique today. Ran okay against maiden special weight runners in that race. Moved from turf to turf to the all-weather surface. You get Luis Saez, so you get an aggressive rider. I mean, you look too back. It was ridden by Junior Alvarado. It's not that there's much difference there. Junior just having a fantastic year, especially here in South Florida. So Elenique going back to the grass today with Luis Saez. I'll go that way.
She's going to stretch out again, too. She's only routed one time in her career. It wasn't a bad effort behind Lion Lake, who's a stakes filly for Brendan Walsh. Elenique is her own worst enemy. Sometimes you get in trouble and it's not your fault. Other times you see horses like Elenique who just seem to always find trouble. Louis going to have to try to keep her out of that today. She has not had a fair go in a lot of her starts, but sometimes you just have to say, well, that's a little bit on her, too, now after you're 0 for 6.
Number 8, Code, a daughter of Tiz Dolores, a half to lock that made $1.9 million. Second start, first on the turf for Todd Pleasure.
I think you need to be upfront about a horse like this. On April 11th, she debuted after the championship meet, was not maybe at Keeneland, didn't run during the championship meet, and now she's still here. She's not part of the A-team.
Yeah.
But the stretch out is a big deal, and 'tis the law.
Could you make that case with the 5 restock?
Not because, maybe, but I think it's more maybe with Jose D'Angelo is here more than not, but it's a valid point.
Right.
The stretch is what's going to be flattering for Code, and 'tis the law has been a very lightly young, prolific turf sire, believe it or not.
Little Georgie, the 9, that's going to be ridden by Rashid Hughes. You look, this is a hefty Neolithic who made $2.2 million. I like to turn back from 1:16 to 7.5 furlongs. It seems to got got off slow last
Yeah.
time out, so I'm thinking maybe with a sharper break. I don't have this one on top. Could certainly be in the exacta or the try.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Mia Familiar was good that day. She was not good the other day in the stakes, and I picked her that day. This horse is 36-1 for Safi. That's impossible.
Right.
She flew home. We'll see. I think Ron's right. If she can break a little better, she's got a big chance in here.
Didn't we see Safi win last week at 9 to 10 to 1, 15 to 1? We couldn't believe it.
Unfathomable.
So that is the 10 for us this afternoon, approaching 40,000 in the pick 5 pool. But we got a real quick lightning round for you, and then we'll turn it over to Pete Aiello.
Yeah, just kind of a little bit of a run back what we were talking about earlier. The mandatory Rainbow Six is tomorrow on Mother's Day. We could lump those two things together, expecting a pool of $750,000. And even if it gets hit today, and it's still going to be a big, big pool. So that's a lot of fun. Ronnie and I just filmed a video. That'll be out there. And it's Mother's Day tomorrow, too.
Yeah, Mother's Day, and always a fun time at the track on Mother's Day. You can go up there and you get those what do you call them, mimosas. They love those mimosas up there. So it's Mother's Day brunch upstairs. We'll see. They usually really, really like that and come in by the droves.
For sure. And we mentioned this yesterday, but if you're here, you're thinking about coming out, there's a tournament up at 10 Palms today as well, bet and brunch. So that's kind of cool up there at 10 Palms. Go check that out.
Yep, and we got the what do we got? The Coast to Coast, and the Sunset Six.
And there's a carryover. You see this a lot in the Sunset Six. About $9,000. Last 3 races here. Last 3 races at Santa Anita.
Coast to Coast is the other one where a really good bet in there. What do you got? 2 from here and 3 from Santa Anita. 5. It's 2 hours and 2 minutes.
Nailed it.
That one's easy.
Okay. I would have worried.
That one I actually did.
All right.
2 hours and 2 minutes. It's a great bet. They rarely send it in on this bet here, too. I lost my best bet today, Brian.
I got mine. It's in one of the Royal Palm races. It's race number 8, Potts Right for Phil Antonacci for me.
And your long shot today?
Who is my long shot
Race
today? Tracy's Kai in that turf race that is so good and will have so much speed early on.
A little, I think it's earlier than that, actually. No, it's race 3 today. It's Senor Resplanador at 8 to 1 on the morning line. So that's it for us. Pete Aiello will take over, give you all the scratches and changes. What a fun day of racing we have in store for you today.